Hello everybody, give me a second and I will be right back. Hello, Silva. Hello. I had to use the bathroom. And it's funny, like, whenever I have to use the bathroom and it's almost time to start stream, it's like, I'm just like, you know what? Let me start stream and then run to use the bathroom. You here to lurk and watch? All right, Nabiru. I'm glad to have you. All right. What? How do... I will just close that. Okay. All right. I just updated Stream Elements and OBS, and the new OBS thing is like you can interact with your you can see your like stream status and stuff in OBS without having to have YouTube open, but like it doesn't look like it lets you like end the stream through there, which is like, that's kind of what I need it to do. Like when I look at it, it shows me how many people are like in stream, but it doesn't. Oh, it opens a separate window for the dashboard. Okay. What is this? What is this? Okay, so I can end stream from this, but I don't want it to show me current viewers because that freaks me out if I know how many people are currently viewing the stream. That tends to freak me out, and I'm like, I don't need to be psyched out. I need to be focused on what I'm doing instead of like being like, you know, there's nobody watching, because that comes with being a small streamer, is that you're gonna have periods where there's only 1 or 2 people watching, and sometimes those 1 or 2 people get busy, and that's just part of being a small streamer, you know. 1 second. All right. Get this up. Get it. So I want that going. Oh, I should probably let people know that I'm live. Let me do that. Okay. All right. Got that booted. Oh yeah, the thing that I was supposed to, that I closed my thing in order to boot up was my vMagic mirror. Which reminds me, I need to put my model and my vMagic mirror settings and stuff up to the cloud, so that way if something happens I can access them. Because like I have a backup of my model, right? I have a backup of my model in the cloud in case something happens. And I just need to keep that updated, because you should always stay on top of your backups. All right. Come on. There we go. Okay. So yeah, tonight's probably going to be a quiet one. We're going to be listening to lo-fi music. I'm inviting everyone to work on their own creative projects. If you have things you want to write, if you have things you want to draw, if you have things that you want to doodle, feel free to work on them during tonight's stream. I actually encourage it while we all listen to some chill music together. And it'll be, you know, that'll be something where I'll tell you about what I'm doing, and maybe you can tell me about what you're working on in the chat. So that's what I'm trying. Actually, it was really funny. I tried to invite my partner because I was like, oh, I know my partner does writing stuff. I tried to invite her. And she thought I was asking her to get on voice with me while I was doing the stream. And I felt so embarrassed, and I was like, I guess I could set something up, but I'm like, no, that would really throw me off, and I don't have a lot of time to like lose trying to figure out setup and everything, and then have something not work. Or I want to do a stream with my partner at some point in the future. Probably do something in the new year. Also, I know that everybody's lurking right now, but I would like some input at some point. You can post about it in my Discord. You could DM me about it. I am working on a project. So I am right now, if I look at my YouTube channel, If I look at my YouTube channel, I am at 246 subscribers, and I have been slowly inching up over the course of this year. Like I was at 240, I think, at the start of the year, and we're coming up on the end of the year, so I've inched up like 6 subscribers, right, over the course of this year, I'd say. And I've gone up and down, losing subscribers. Some people, I don't know if it unsubscribes them or if their accounts get deleted, and I know that a large chunk of those subscribers are inactive or not really intrigued with my content because the bulk of them joined from Mutants and Masterminds content. And I'm just not really motivated to make that right now. It doesn't help that all my Mutants and Masterminds books are in storage. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. And I want to do a challenge for 2024. This is big. So keep your ears peeled. I'm going to try posting this on other places. I want to challenge my community to like show my streams to other people, to like, and challenge myself to advertise more, to put myself out there more, to invite more people to stream, and to grow. I want to, for 2024, I want to hit 300 YouTube subscribers. So that's going to be 54. That's going to be 54 subscribers over the course of a year. That's huge. That's more than I've gained since my big jump up from like 100 to 200 over the course of like when I was on hiatus. And that's a big deal. But I want to set some kind of a goal or a challenge or a punishment game that I could do on success. Like I was inspired by I got the idea from this other person that I know from the Hero Girls Discord server. I think it was who was it? Android Jess? I know it was one of them. Yeah, Android Jess. And they had he had made a challenge with his community that if he got to 250 subscribers for 2023, that he was going to get a specific really silly artwork done of his character model, right? And I'm like, I could do something like that, but that costs money, that could be difficult. So I was trying to think about something that would be doable, but would still be special. And I got an idea, again, from the Hero Girls Discord server, which Hero Girls Discord server is a great place for ideas, from a meme that Hero Girls herself posted. So I'm going to share this meme with you all that gave me an idea of what to do as a punishment game if we reach 300 YouTube subscribers by the end of 2024. Let me pull it up. Oop. I want to do kind of like a hand cam stream. I want to make this by getting a packet of Oreos, taking out the middle, and then filling the middle with salsa. And if I hit 300 YouTube subscribers by the end of 2024, I'm thinking about, this is all in flux, but do a challenge where I do an entire stream with like I have my model be a PNG tuber, and like tilt down my camera so you can see the tray of Oreos and salsa. Yes, Oreos are vegan. Most of them are. Oreos are vegan. Salsa's vegan. And do a stream where I dip the Oreos in the salsa and I eat a packet of Oreos dipped in salsa. I'm not like saying that's exactly what I'm going to do now. It's saying I'm something I'm thinking about doing. I want to make a decision on it before we start 2024 as a thing. But this is what I was thinking about doing. This is what I got from a Hero Girls post, a meme. What do you all think of that? Seems like anime food. Yeah, Nabiru. That if you all help me get to 300 YouTube subscribers, you get to see me eat some cursed food. Which I think it'll be very interesting. Like, it's just going to be super sweet. If I get spicy salsa, it'll be like sweet and spicy. It'll be like chips and salsa, except instead of the salty chips, it'll just be sweet Oreos. So it might be sweet on spicy. I'm not like declaring this yet. This is just something that I'm thinking about doing. Everything is very much in flux. But I want some input. I've posted about it. I haven't really gotten anybody saying anything. I do not actually, I don't even think Kit Kats are vegan, so I don't think I can eat Kit Kats. Oh my gosh, they yeah, Kit Kats contain dairy, skim milk, cocoa, yeah, butter and milk fat. De-skinning the Ritz crackers. Well, I wanted to like submit this to you all and be like, hey, this is a thing I'm thinking about doing if we hit the goal for 2024. And would the promise of seeing me eat some cursed food, it's gonna be really funny if I do it and it tastes great. It's gonna be really hilarious. And I promise not to like do a test run, so you will get my complete first reaction to doing it. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to eat the entire package because I don't know how it's going to taste or what it's going to be like, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And hopefully by the time we get there, if the people that we bring on as subscribers aren't all like kind of inactive, we'll have more people. So then there'll be more people to just joke and laugh and kind of enjoy the experience of watching me suffer through eating salsa Oreos. But it's funny, Kit Kat just released a vegan brand of vegan Kit Kats. That's funny, but they're expensive. They're like $11 for a package. And it looks like they're like Kit Kat V. What are their products? They released the Kit Kat V. talks about all this stuff about like saving the planet and blah 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 blah. Talk about decreasing their carbon footprint. I just want to know how much the thing costs. They're talking about like how great it is for the environment, and I'm like, okay. And it's being done in the UK. I don't know if I could order them to get shipped over here. I just want to know how much it costs. Here you go. 4-finger vegan. This is for a single package of 4-finger vegan chocolates. It's 1 pound. Oh, they're sold at like this is all UK prices. So I couldn't do the deskinning a Kit Kat unless I ordered the Kit Kats delivered, and then there's no guarantee that they'll be in enough structural integrity for me to eat them on one layer at a time. But what are your thoughts? I know you said that you love seeing cursed food videos, Nabiru. Would the promise of seeing me eat this cursed food inspire you to share my stream more often and try to invite other people to stream? Because that's what it is at the end of the day. That's the thing. These kinds of challenges are like to... Oh, yeah, there's talking in that track. That just threw me for a loop. But these kind of challenges are like to motivate the community to share more and to invite more people because the community wants to see, because like... I get it. And that's part of the difficulty of the challenge, is like interacting with people is so hard. I know some of it's gonna have to be like posting an actual stream schedule. Now that I'm not in the D&D group on Wednesdays, I was gonna take that as a day to just relax and do cooking. But like for 2024, if I want to be more serious, I'm gonna have to start streaming on Wednesdays so I can do 3 days a week. Because if you want to be serious about streaming, you generally have to stream at least 3 days a week. Usually you want to stream for usually you want to get in 12 hours of streaming in a week. So it's usually, people say do it in 3-day chunks and then 4 hours of stream. And I'm gonna walk my way up to that. Yeah, it is. And like, yeah, with YouTube's algorithm, it's rough. And I need to get back. Like, there's so many things I need to be doing. And it's like, I see these things and I know how to do them, but I don't have the will and the energy and the drive to do them myself. And I know that, like, if I could do them, if I was better, right? If I didn't have all this like mental illness, I could be doing a lot better, right? If I could focus enough to handle making videos, making shorts, if I had the energy to be out of bed for more than like 6 hours at a time, things could go a lot differently. Also, as it's getting to 8:55 and we're getting ready to start writing, I wanted to share another meme that I found. I shared with my partner, and she thought it was funny. Of course, that one gets small. The problem with people being able to read the books you've written is that when they talk to you in person, they expect you to say writery things. I don't know how to explain this. My mouth and my fingertips have vastly different vocabularies. And this is really funny because most of the people I communicate with through text. But oh yeah, about the salsa Oreos thing. I responded to the meme on Hero Girl's Discord, and I'm like, I think I might do this for my 2024 challenge. And Hero Girls is like, no, don't, you'll die. But Jess is like, do it for the Vine. But I don't really have a whole lot of other ideas. For growing my stream and for challenges. But like going up, it's like intentionally going up to like going up from 0 to 100 took like 2 or 3 years of, I think it was about 2 years of almost constantly streaming League of Legends, spamming my Twitch link in all chat when I was streaming, and like just being a general nuisance to get my name out there. So like, and the big jump from 100 to 200 happened while I was on hiatus during the pandemic when tons of people were playing Mutants and Masterminds, and I was one of the only people with Mutants and Masterminds content that broke down the rules and went into some of the minutia and specifics of the game. And so that happened. And it's like, that was a lot of challenges. And then the jump from like 200 to like 240 was more people coming from Mutants and Masterminds and other stuff. And that's been just kind of the last couple years of streaming has been steadily working up to that, what I'm at now, which is 246. So the idea of moving up 54 subscribers in a year intentionally, like actually putting myself out there and advertising, but trying to do it the right way, not trying to like be a nuisance or like there's a difference between putting yourself out there and being a pest. There's a difference between that, and like trying to like live for that difference is going to be different. Like, and I keep thinking about like the way things are going, and like if my disability stuff doesn't come through and I get rejected and my lawyer tells me I have no hope or something, maybe moving back to Twitch or dual streaming, and because I think I'm still a Twitch affiliate, and like hitting that grind hard in order to like grind out subs and bits and all that stuff. That could be a thing. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of things. It's just scary. It's so much. Like there's so much to do. Anyway, oh yeah, I didn't advertise this in the Zoids. I didn't advertise this in the Zoids Discord. Give me a second. Alright. Alright. Okay. There. I put it in the Zoids Discord. Which, like, let me just... Alright. Alright, let's get everything rolling. I got a whole bunch of story to tell you to catch you all up on what's happened, what's happened in the story since last stream. I've been writing steadily, which is nice to be writing more consistently again. I was going through a bit of a drought where I wasn't doing a whole lot of writing. So like this has been really good to get back into the writing like headspace. All right. Oop. There we go. So this is planned to be a 27 chapter novel. And last night / this morning, just finished chapter 14. So we are past the halfway point. At this point, right, the woman that he'd been transporting introduced herself as Jeffria. And had like started talking, and it was like there were hints that there was something going on as he was transporting her. And he gets confronted with this reality of the world that he doesn't agree with, right? They have these two different ideologies, and in chapter 13 she's explaining her ideology, and I realized it's funny, I had to go back and rewrite a big chunk of chapter 13 because I had been writing her to be more and more antagonistic, and I'd been writing him to be getting increasingly angry. But then I'm like, she wouldn't be getting antagonistic because she's trying to sway him. She's trying to sway him and manipulate him. So she would be gentle and patient and calm. So I rewrote a lot of her lines to take out a lot of the antagonistic parts, to make her more like calm and relaxed and speaking slowly and patiently and all those other like words. But I left him getting angrier and angrier and put in some stuff where like her words were like getting to him. Wasn't her tone, it was her words that were just getting to him, and he didn't have a proper argument because he's not super educated. She's expressing these big political concepts, right? about like the nature of existence and the effect the media has on society, and talking about these big political ramifications of his actions, and how like society's at this tipping point where like if something goes wrong, it could like tear society apart. And he's just like, I don't understand that. I don't get that. And then in chapter 14 we delved more into that, and like where he was just saying like, listen, because in chapter 13 ends with her asking him to kill Scorpo. Oh, speaking of which, I want to show you something. Okusen made something for me. So well, not exactly made, edited something. There was this game that came out forever ago on the Game Boy Color that never made it to America, called I think it's like Genobreaker Story something. It's some kind of long name, right? About fighting and finding a rogue Genobreaker. And it plays a lot like Pokemon, where you have to like get the Zoids and assemble your team and all that stuff, right? And in the plot of that game, right, you can get wild Zoids, and if you feed them certain materials, I think it's like Zoid Magnite or something, it elevates them from their wild forms to the actual Zoid forms that you know, right? And so it has things like 8 wild Zoids that you can catch, and one of them is the wild Zoid that turns into the Geysack, and it looks so good for what Scorpo does, except I was thinking more like Death Stinger with like the orange head. So then that's how I described it, as like this orange and blue scorpion. And I asked Okusen if they could edit it for me in order to put orange on certain parts. And Okusen was able to edit it for me, and let me show you what it looks like. Okay. Well. Da. Doesn't that look so cool? So that's like a visual representation of what Scorpo looks like. I don't know where I'll put that. I'll put that like... But if you want to see something silly, when I tried to do it myself and edit it myself, it came out looking like this. And it was small and not detailed. That's what it looked like when I tried doing it myself. Which is why I'm really grateful for Okusen knowing the right tools and having the right skills for doing it. So now it has it looks really cool. Oh well. But yeah, so that's what Scorpo looks like. I'm just gonna put little Scorpo right here on my shoulder. Ta-da! Got a little Scorpo on my shoulder. So, I want to share that. Tiny little Scorpo on my shoulder. So, he expresses that, like, so the main character, Mott, expresses that he believes in what he sees. He doesn't understand all this stuff about politics and the future of society and social constructs. What he's seen is he's seen farmlands turn to desert. He's seen forests become overgrown and overrun with pests and invasive species. He's seen people getting sick from the broken metal cycle, which is a thing I came up with for Z because it made sense. He's seen like what do you say? Yeah, and he's like, he's seen those things. And he's like, you can talk about war and destructive impulses all you want, but if this planet becomes uninhabitable, then none of it matters. And what he's saying is, all of this stuff about nations and borders and social constructs and destructive impulses means nothing if the planet's uninhabitable. And she's saying that, like, that she thinks that the situation is being overblown by the sensationalist media. Right? And I had to work really hard to make sure that she wasn't being outright like unlikable, pest, annoying person. Because I didn't want that trope for her. And then she brings up the fact that, like, he needs to accept reality about, like, how he's going to complete this mission, because he's in one Godos with a wild Zoid with no weapons, trying to fight his way across Helix Republic territory and then through Empire territory, right? And she's like, you took out my team of flight Zoids, but, like, terraces aren't very mobile, aren't very agile in the sky, and you have specifically designed anti-air weaponry that you are trained on using. Of course you're going to have an advantage in that fight, even though we had numbers. What are you going to do when you face heavily armed and armored ground troops that outperform you? And she says, what about a shield liger that projects the blue circular energy shield? Like, your particle beam isn't going to pierce that energy shield. Like, you can't really do anything against an energy shield. And then even if you do get past the shield liger, when you get to the and then whenever you cross the line and then you get to the Empire, you got to deal with the Saber Fangs, which are just bigger and faster and perform better, have more weapons. And Redlers that are, like, far better armored and equipped flying Zoids. What's he gonna do? He asks him, like, what's his end goal? Where's he going? Is he going to try to find his ex-wife? Like, does he think that the forces defending Gygalos will let him just walk up in a Republic Zoid? And it's this thing where she's saying all the things that he doesn't want to think about. And he knew that if he thought about them for too long, he would lose hope. And so she's saying all this stuff that he doesn't want to think about it. And he just says, with this tone of finality, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, but it won't be a problem by that point. I'll drop you off at the village at the base of the mountain, because he's like, listen, just stop, don't worry about it. And he's trying to, like, end the conversation. And then she doesn't say anything, so he thinks the conversation's over. And then she says, you're gonna have to kill me. And at first it doesn't register. And he's just like, why? Why do I have to kill you? And she just says, as soon as you cut me free, I'm going to try to kill you. I cannot let you destroy everything I know and love. Even if it kills me, I have to stop you. And she's like, I get that you save me, but this is bigger than personal honor. And he tries to talk her down. And he tries to talk her down and be like, listen, I just went through all this stuff, derailed my entire quest to save you because I didn't want to kill someone if I didn't have to. And I didn't want to leave you up on the mountain to die slowly. I didn't go through all of that just to kill you now. And she's like, well, you're not going to be able to cut me loose. And she's just not backing down. And then she kind of plays this other card with him where she is now trying to be too supportive and pointing out all of the things that he doesn't want to think about. Where she's like, you've killed before. I'm just another person for you to kill. You want to complete this quest, you're going to have to kill people. There's no way you're doing this without getting your hands dirty. You've already killed people. And like, she's glossing over the fact that all the times he's killed people, they were trying to kill him too. Right? And there's a difference between killing someone who's trying to kill you and killing someone who is like not a threat to you whatsoever. There's a difference between that, right? And then she starts asking him, she's like, are you ready for this? Because if you're going to do this, you have to be ready to kill people who are going to get in your way. And he's like, what happened to good people can have different opinions on this stuff, right? And she says that, you know, while she believes they can have different opinions, whenever you act on those opinions, you have to draw the line, which shows a hypocrisy there. Because if you can have an opinion, but then you can't act on that opinion, like, it's a weird line to, it's a weird thread, it's a weird needle to thread, right? Where like, she's right that like, you can't enforce your opinions on other people. So like, there's a line whenever you start to act on your opinions. But it just kind of creates this feeling where he's feeling betrayed here. But then she brings up the name of the person he killed, the assassin. And she's like, you still have Charles's knife. He's like, yeah, well, you know, and she asks him, why do you still have Charles's knife? Like, is it some kind of a trophy for you? And he's like, honestly, it's just better than the knife I had. What I had was a small pocket knife. This knife has a larger blade. It's sharper. It's more durable. It's just a better blade. And she's like, okay, well, you know, just kill me. And she like stretches her head to the side, exposing her neck, being like, do it now. And he's like, he finally just has enough, and he's like, you're crazy. We need to get going. So I don't have time for this right now. If you try to kill me when I cut you loose, then I'll do what I have to do. But until then, just sit tight. So he's basically saying, if when I cut you loose, you try to kill me, I will do whatever I have to do. Until then, I'm not killing you. And that's what he does. And then he gets attacked by 2 command wolves and one energy liger. That would suck. He would lose that instantly. 1 shield liger. And he's like, oh crud, what to do? And then he's hitting this gap in the armor of the command wolf because he's trained against command wolves before. And he takes out one really quickly. And he gets into a running gunfight with the other one where he's running between the trees, using them for cover as he moves from place to place to stay mobile and to keep firing shots at the command wolf. And then just as he's about to, the command wolf gets ahead of him, leads him, and is about to, and blows up the next place he's going to go for cover. and he realizes he's exposed. He's about to get shot, right? And he wants to evade. And then he sees the shield liger that he lost track of had come up behind him and has its energy shield out, and it's charging right at him. And he's like, he can either evade the shield liger or he can dodge the command wolf shot. He can't do both. His Godos just isn't maneuverable enough. Godo can't do that. But then when it all looks lost, Scorpo shows up, and Scorpo projects his energy shield, and the two energy shields collide, releasing a shockwave that knocks everyone off balance. Mott uses that opportunity to fire as he's being rocked by the shockwave and blow off one of the legs of the command wolf to like badly damage it. And then he turns around, and while the shield liger is still stunned on the ground, he starts putting blasts into it, incapacitating it so that way it can't chase him. And he's like, okay, well, people are going to come looking for them. There's more of them. Pilot should be fine. This is where you get out. And he goes to try letting out Jeffria. And Jeffria is like, starts being like contrarian, starts being like kind of a bit of a pest, and being like, I'm not gonna get down with bound legs. And he's like, well, I'll cut you free as long as you don't kick me. And she's like, I'm not gonna promise not to kick you. I've always been honest with you. I've always been honest with you. You know what I'm going to do. And he's like, well, then why would I cut your legs free? I'll just carry you down. And he goes to like bodily pick her up, and she starts struggling, hits him in the face, gets free. She kicks him in the chest, almost knocking the wind out of him, and he gets rocked backward from her kick. And the tree next to him blows up, and he sees the command wolf that he took out in the first part of the fight is like propping itself up with its good legs, trying to shoot at him, trying to line up a shot. And he realizes he doesn't have time. He does not have time to deal with this. So as he's like getting rocked back from the force of her kick, he grabs her legs and then uses himself like a lever and just yeets her out of the cockpit. And the last thing he hears before he runs is her saying, I will hunt you to the ends of planet Z. You will never be safe. All right, chapter 15. Okay, that was chapter 14. Yep. So now that I've explained what's happened so far, let's get to chapter 15. Chapter 15, so I've been running into this thing where, like, when I wrote the outline, I was like, oh, this is great, this is great. And now that I'm actually writing it, I get this thing where at the start of every chapter, I'm just like, is that enough stuff to fill a full chapter? But then I actually write it, and then I get to the end of the chapter, and I'm like, well, I guess it was. And it's really amazing what happens when you flesh stuff out and bring things to life, actually get descriptive, and let them breathe, as it's more of showing, not telling. So this next part is the reversal, the immediate reaction or consequence of the midpoint, right? And he runs away, shaken by her words. He realizes that the wild Zoid is developing new abilities and doesn't know what to do about that. He wants the Zoid to be able to help repopulate Z with wild Zoids and restore the ecosystem, but he doesn't know how to feel about it being weaponized. He stuffs those thoughts away for now and keeps running. He stops to search his Godos for tracking equipment, finds 5 different tracking devices and destroys them. There's one on each arm, leg, and one on the tail. And this tells him that, and that's when he finds out that Jeffria was able to get up whenever she wanted and capable of doing stuff while he slept. But she didn't run away. She didn't kill him, and he has no idea why. So this is just a lot of introspective and processing. And it's really funny. When I was talking to someone on the Zoids Discord, right? They're like, oh, you're doing like the Helix Republic Gylo story. Well, they asked, because I'm doing the Helix Republic Gylo story, they asked if my story was going to once again feature a plot of a Xenebus remnant trying to revive the Death Soarer. And I'm like, when I started writing this, I didn't know Prozen did it because he was a Xenebus remnant. That I don't think ever properly got described in the anime. But I've learned about it now. I've learned so much about Zoid's lore since I started this project. Right? And I'm like, no, the most advanced and powerful Zoid introduced in the final battle is the Rev Raptor. It's very much a story about a normal guy trying to do what's right and getting caught up in something bigger than himself. And so the person's like, oh, you're going for a slice of life? And I'm like, I don't quite think this counts as slice of life. Like, it doesn't have a whole lot of action, but it does still have action. And it deals with an adventure and like going for a journey, going from one place to another. So it's very much unusual. It's not like just days as usual. Like when I imagine slice of life, I imagine stuff like K-On! Where it's like cute girls doing cute things, right? And I don't think this is that kind of slice of life, but it does deal with a lot of interpersonal drama, and a lot of introspection. And I do delve into that a lot. So that's a thing. Anyway. Let's get started. What did I say? Two miles north, so he has to head further south. almost to the big reveal, which is going to come in a couple, which is going to come in a few chapters at the start of Act 3. Because we're halfway through Act 2. Once we get to the start of Act 3 is the big reveal of that the only way for them to harvest the next generation of Zoid cores out of Scorpo is to kill Scorpo. And that's where the main character realizes that he has been delivering Scorpo to his death the entire time, which revisits the question from at the end of chapter 13, which is, could I kill Scorpo if it meant saving the world? Why is my phone going off? There's a lot of people streaming right now? What's going on? Like, why? Oh, my phone's almost dead. I should put that on the charger. I had one of my housemates make a spray that they'd use for repelling bed bugs and stuff and roaches. Because I'm spraying down my suitcase today and some other stuff in my room in order to make sure I don't bring bed bugs to my aunt's house. I'm going to put down some diatomaceous earth in my suitcase as well and on my clothes just to be sure. Gosh, I knew I should have eaten before stream. Now I just got suddenly really hungry. But there were so many people in the kitchen when I got up. This might be a short chapter, but I always say that, but it always comes out long. We'll see. There's not a whole lot. Like, Okay. Okay. Mm. What a intoned mean. Doesn't mean what I think it means. I think it means stated with intent. A very little rise or pitch of the voice. Okay. So he's saying it in a flat tone. Okay. Okay. one like underlying theme that we run with here is that the main character is not just an everyman, he's also a little bit dumb. Like that's one of the running themes is like he doesn't always notice things that are like obvious to him, that should be obvious. But the thing is, he knows he's not the smartest, he's not the sharpest crayon in the box, right? And like it doesn't always bother him, but he generally tries to just be his best self. He generally tries to just like relax and do his best. And that's a thing that he deals with in this situation here, where he's realizing her machinations and whatever like plan she had or like strategy she was using to manipulate him is beyond his comprehension. And he's like, I don't have the, he's basically saying he doesn't have the spoons for it right now. So he just like destroys the GPS things and is like, okay, we're going to run now. Hello, Vostok. How do I like my eggs in the morning? Well, that's funny. So I'm vegan, so I don't eat eggs, but I do eat fake eggs. And most of the time, whenever you get vegan eggs, they're usually some type of scramble. Like if you get like just egg that's made with mung beans, like that's essentially like stuff for replacement scrambled eggs. Or one of my favorite things to make is a tofu scramble, where you take tofu, you break it up into little bits and pieces, and you fry it with turmeric and some other spices in order to give it like an eggy color and look. I normally will do that. Well, I haven't done that in a while. I have some tofu in the fridge. I might make some tofu scramble tonight, now that you mention it. We just got some peppers. Maybe I'll fry it up with some peppers. You sprout mung beans? Oh. I don't know how they take mung beans and make just egg. I just know that that's one of the key ingredients for it. How do you like your eggs, Vostok? I'm curious. I don't get into that till next chapter. Okay, so this is the thing where he's processing. I want to get into more about this. This might be a really short chapter. We'll see. Might finally have hit my ending streak, but my last few chapters have been really long. So it's okay if this one, like, my last two chapters have been like 21 or 22. So it's okay if this one's like 15 or 18. So at this part where he's reflecting on all of this, I kind of did it in opposite order of how I had it in the outline. Originally, I had him dealing with like processing Scorpo, developing the energy shield, but then moving to thinking more about the GPS and coming to terms with the fact that like Jeffrey could have killed him at any time. Okay. Okay, so this is where he's starting to wonder, and this is where he's going to start wondering about the things that Jeffrey said about the nature of life on Z uh is conflict, and he's going to wonder, like, is this development of Scorpo a development that's grown through conflict? check something in my notes. He never processes the fact that she got free. So I'll explore that, because next chapter is going to be him processing the weaponization of Scorpo and what it means that Scorpo is developing its own weapon systems. And he's going to have kind of a mini training montage where he's going to, as they're running, have Scorpo start practicing some attacks. And he's going to learn more, and that's what's going to happen next chapter. But I don't stop to explore his feelings about why Jeffria didn't destroy him. So I think I'll explore that here, because right now, how many words are we up to? We're like probably 800 for the chapter. Yeah, 856. Wow, we're almost, we just crossed, we're just about at 29,000 words for the whole work. Well, he does ask her later. So I don't want to have him like figure it out. I want him to be consumed with the questions. Because he does at a later point finally ask her, and then she tells him. And the answer is really simple. She didn't kill him because she was still injured and she needed a way to start moving down the mountain. And she was certain if she killed him, the scorpion would kill her. And she didn't want to kill him till she had backup. Yeah, she didn't want to kill him till she had backup. And her superiors told her to watch him to see if he was working with anyone, if he had any allies, and to figure out where he was going so they could figure out where they needed to put themselves in order to stop him. You know, it's funny, I just bought a thing of Mio water flavorings, and I'm wondering if I can take that on the plane. Let me check something real quick. That was not the button I wanted. .4 ounce. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Single quart size. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. How long was he actually with her? He was like, it was only like 2 days, 3 days? There was the first day, the second day, there was the 1, 2, 3 days. So it was the first day he found her, then the second day they camped. And then the third day they left. The fourth day. Third. And then the fourth day was this day where she finally talked. So he was with her for 4 days. Hmm. I like describing these dream sequences. It's funny ways to explore the character. Because he's technically simping right now. He had a dream about her. Okay. Okay. Oh wow, it's almost 10:30. We're at almost 1,300 words. Okay, so now we're delving into more of it, and I'm really enjoying delving into more of this. Yeah, we're chugging along so far now, Biru. Taking this in new directions. So, this is like why he's being drawn to this woman is because he just misses his ex-wife, which is, again, kind of the point of the story is him being in regret. Hmm. This actually sets something up for next chapter, so I want to explore this well. Okay, Elizabeth will always take her work home with her. Remember, I gave her the name Elizabeth, right? I want to make sure I'm doing that right. A little bit, yes. Okay. 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 How many words are we up to for tonight? $15.77. I'm fine with that. Actually, puts me a little bit behind my intended goal, because this is chapter 15, so I should be at 30,000 words. But I was behind that even before I did this one. Actually, I was ahead of that. I'll just have to make the next chapter longer. I could expand a little bit more. Okay. Nice, Autumn. 26,726 out of 50,000. That's great. Like you're over halfway, and we're just over the halfway point of the month. So it sounds like you're doing pretty good. I just want to get ahead because, like, I am going. Okay, well, I mean, you have time to make it up. You still have, 13 days left in the month, so you have time to make it up. I just want to get ahead a little bit because, like, my mom kind of sprung on me this whole thing about, like, do you want to come down for Thanksgiving? And got my aunt to kind of, like, elbow me for it. Not elbow, but, like, twist my arm. That's the word. To invite me and be like, well, it's just up to you. Do you want to see us? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now it's like, it just becomes a question of, like, oh, that's rough, Autumn. So you need another 1,500 words? 1,600 words? Yeah. And, like, so I'm going to be gone. I leave on Tuesday, so I'm going to be down there for a week. I'm taking my laptop with me. But, like, it is the worst possible time for that to happen when, like, since I'm going to be down there for an entire week, when I get back, I'm not going to have time to make up those words. So that's why I want to try to get extra stuff written tonight. Like, I might do another chapter. I normally like to do an entire chapter in a sitting. My chapters are usually about 2,000 words, between 1,500 to 2,000 words. And I try to get at least one chapter done a day. And right now, I just finished chapter 15. This is going to be a 27 chapter book. So that means there are 12 more chapters left. So I think that has me set to finish on the 29th or the morning of the 30th. And I want to get another day ahead. So I'm probably going to do another chapter after stream just to, like, just to stay ahead. You need 1,600? Okay. I mean, that's doable. I believe in you. I'm probably going to add another few more words to this here before we end stream. Change this. 15. Let me see this. The time with his family and friends. He did group activities in the neighborhood groups. Is that the right word? Ingrain? Let me see if that's the right word. That added a few more words. Did that put me at least up to 1700 for this chapter? Well, it'll probably only put me up to like 16. $16.59. Ah. It's gonna bug me. I'm about 200 words behind where I want to be for the day, for this chapter at this point in the story. But I think 200 words is something I can make up in the next 2 chapters. If I go like in the next few chapters, if I go a little bit over, because things are going to start getting heavier as stuff unfolds. Like next chapter has, what's next chapter have? Next chapter. This is why I'm really glad I have a strong outline. Actually, next chapter might be a short one too. It has him train. Well, next chapter has like a training experience for him where he's learning about the different abilities that Scorpo is developing. And I'm gonna delve more into his feelings about, like, is he being tricked? Is this really about repopulating the world with wild Zoids, or is it more about developing some type of super weapon? And he's going to delve more into those thoughts as he learns more of what Scorpo can do and how powerful it is. And so there's that one. Then chapter 17 is a long one where we have the phone call where he calls his ex-wife, meets the ex-wife's new husband, and crosses over into Empire territory, which is represented by him being attacked by a group of Mulgas, which are Empire Zoids. So chapter 17 will be a long one. Then 18 might be a short one. Well, I should still, like, I was aiming, because I have an epilogue, it should be fine. I should still break 50,000. Like, if doing 2,000 words a chapter for 27 chapters brings me to 54,000. If I end up a little bit under or a little bit over that, that's fine. I'm also planning an epilogue that'll be almost as long as a full chapter. With the epilogue, I don't know if I really want to count the epilogue as part of the novel, as part of the 50,000 words, but like, anyway, it should still break 50,000. So being 200 behind is okay. There's so much editing I'm gonna have to do. I was talking to my partner about like writing, and she was saying that like doing the full 50,000 words in 1 month was pure magic. And I'm like, it's the magic that happens when you are writing at breakneck speed without stopping to edit. Like, my sentence structure is so repetitive. How many times do I say, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did this, he had that? I tried changing things up and introducing things, but like, so many of these sentences are so repetitive, but like, that's what it takes to get the words on the paper. Like, that's what it takes to get the words on the paper. All right. Okay. Let's head over. Let's head over to just chatting as we wind down for the night. I'm getting hungry, so I'm definitely gonna have to stop stream and make some food. So whenever I end stream, I'm gonna make some food. Then I might see about cranking out another chapter, just so I can try getting ahead on my writing. Why is my phone going? I also gotta remember to put a password on my computer when I leave to make sure no one messes with it. I don't think anyone would, but I can't take that chance. Okay. One thing I am let me switch over to the just chatting. We did good for tonight. Tonight's total was 1,700 words, which wasn't bad. Like I said, I'll do more later. 1659. 1659. So not quite 700. Not quite 1700. That was my total for tonight. Considering I was building off of a single paragraph of notes, not even a full paragraph of notes. I'd say that's a pretty that came out pretty well. Over. Let me add Scorpo over here. I will add the two main characters into this diorama I keep around me. The two main characters of the story, Godo and Scorpo. I like having cool images around me. But I'm happy that you're making progress, Autumn. I know what it's like to be behind, and that can be really frustrating. But I'm glad I went back and added a few more words. It was gonna bug me if I was like that far behind with this chapter. I wanted to break at least 15. Like I wanted to do some more. Okay. Gosh, I gotta copy my stream settings. I'm debating doing streams while I'm down there. Oh, you posted a few memes. What you got? What you got for me? Doop-a-doop-a-doop. What? Why? I don't even know what anime this is from. Why are there a bunch of girls forming a mech? I'm so confused, Nabiru. I gotta show this meme to everybody. Hold on, I gotta download it first. What's Kimono Friends? Looks like they're forming a Gridman mech. With the arms, the way the arms hook in. The Last of Us, a Jurassic Park, but with cute anime girls. Hold on. Is it saying that like the world has been taken over by cute anime girls? Post-apocalyptic world. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Or are you saying that the girls are in some kind of a theme park? Animal girls turned human. I'm so... Does this actually happen in the anime? Tell me, does this actually happen in the anime? Or is this just a fan art somebody made? Main character wakes up in an island zoo full of animal girls? Not this exactly? Okay. Let me change up the music a little bit. Oh, gotta go to the holiday mix. It's gonna be weird being on my computer and dealing with Windows 10 after getting used to Windows 11. You said you would love if they did this? Why is the lion one so angry? Is there one that's not pictured? It looks like one person has like armor. See one person with like armor and like their arms around the lion girl? Oh, she's angry because she's a Soon? Okay. How many episodes is it? Armor is a rhino. Okay. Oh, okay. I feel like I'd be scared if I woke up on a place full of a zoo of animal girls, because that would be like the ethical. Only 12 episodes. Who knows? I might binge it. I've been in a weird anime mood recently. Is there? It's so funny. Season 2 is meh. Oh. They tried to make the animation better, which made the show worse. How does was it like a thing where the animation got better, but the characters got worse and the writing got worse and the jokes didn't land anymore? Oh, it ignored what was good. Oh. Oh my gosh, people are laughing about the Zach and Cody thing. Because apparently 15 years ago they tried to make a reservation at an Italian restaurant and they said this was the day. Try to get friends to watch season 1 because it's so fun. Okay. What's this other meme you sent? This one's fun. I gotta share this one. Most amusing if you watch the ending theme without sound gives off a massive... Oh no. Pokemon League in Paldea. I wish I could go all out, but the champion makes them go easy. Makes me go easy on them. Pokemon League in Kanto. I will turn your friends into dolls if you lose and no one can stop me. The first season of Pokemon was really weird. I feel like the Pokemon Red and Blue manga did a really good job with some of the stuff. Like I haven't read it, but I've seen like some like essays about it, video essays about it. And one of the things they talk about was that like in that one, in order to like not have to work or not have to go to school and be a Pokemon trainer, you had to maintain a certain like badge level or something, or a certain like win rate in order to like be allowed to continue. And so there was at every challenge, no, was it points you had to maintain or something? But yeah, at every gym challenge, there was the ever-present threat that if you lost against it enough times, that you would lose the ability to go on your Pokemon journey. There was the whole thing with like, I think that was the one where the gym leaders intentionally chose Pokemon of a similar level to the players' Pokemon in order to match them and challenge them, which I think would be great for a Pokemon game. I think if a Pokemon game had the gyms choose Pokemon in different like have different teams based on what bracket the player fell in, I think it would be huge. I'm surprised they didn't do that with the open world Pokemon. Or I don't think they did. I didn't play it. I don't own a Switch. I'm so sad that like the Zoids games on the Switch feel like a downgrade to the Zoids games on the GameCube. Like, I haven't played them. I've just seen footage of them, and I'm like, that just feels like a downgrade. Like, you have smaller maps because it's not actually a map. You're just doing it. Essentially, it's a like you have a small ring. Like, it's just, yeah. Okay. Let's see if there's any cool memes. Oh wow, one of the people I follow made a thing for making. I'll retweet. Somebody did a thing for making shorts. TikToks. Okay. Oh yeah, the new Hollow Stars debuted, I think today. It's so weird to see like Power Ranger actors doing other things. But I also am really happy for them. I want them to be successful. Oh, what's author? Oh yeah, there's this really cool. Oh, that's cool. So, there's this author that I follow on Twitter who like is writing this like lesbian mecha romance story that like is very adult and is definitely not the kind of thing I would write. But like it feels like an answer to a lot of the things that people felt didn't go well with Gundam Witch from Mercury. And I read the prologue and it was so good. Like there was, you'd like it, Nabaru. There was a yabai scene in it. But like it was really good writing. It had great mecha action. And I definitely want to recommend her work. Because I want to see her succeed. I was just thinking about that when I was talking about people I want to see succeed, and then I saw she posted a tweet how that tomorrow was 2 years since she came out, and posted some pictures of herself. And say something. But yeah. But like I can, and it's like I was recommending, and it's really funny because like I knew that there was like romance in it, and I was recommending it in these different like discords for like LGBT spaces because she's trans, and I wanted to recommend a trans author, and then I read the prologue, and there's like straight up in the prologue there's a love scene, and I'm like, holy cow, this is so good. But like I don't have the mental space to read, because so she has most of her novel up on Scribble Hub. It's in a beta form right now. And like she has a Patreon where she posts the most recent chapters as she goes. So she has like the stuff goes up on Patreon, then a little while later it goes up on Scribble Hub. I don't have the money for Patreon, but so all I can do is signal boost. If you want Nabiru, I can DM you a link to her Scribble Hub. I don't know how into it's a novel. So like also Scribble Hub is really frustrating to navigate. Like if you don't have a direct link to someone's story, finding the like it took me forever to find the search bar on Scribble Hub. I made an account specifically to leave a comment on her story. Speaking of which, let me see if she responded to my comment. I get what you mean, Nabiru. She did respond. She gave me a slight spoiler, but it's because I asked for it. I get what you mean, Nabiru. Novels aren't for everybody. But I told her, like, I don't have the mental space to do it during NaNoWriMo. But like Rimo or whatever. But once this month is over, once I'm done with this project, I'm gonna go back and read her story. It's called Sundered Moon. And I'm really excited to read it. Oh, geez. Apparently, a bunch of entertainment industries have stopped advertising on X or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it. I probably need to get a link to Blue Sky at some point if Twitter is going to be going down. Especially if next year I'm going to be taking it seriously. To like seriously try to grow and get to 300, and then after that go beyond till I'm actually start making money. Then I'm gonna need to be on all the socials, and I'm gonna have to start simultaneously streaming, simulcasting. I don't know what it's called. So like YouTube and Twitch and other stuff. All right. Let's see if there's any cool memes. Gosh. 13 years ago, I was so weird. I just opened up Facebook and it did the thing where like, you wrote this on this day 13 years ago. Do you want to share it with other people? And my thing is where I literally say, sometimes I want to run up to people and scream blah, 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 really loudly while waving my arms wildly. And I'm like, This is probably me making a joke about seeing one of those inflatable flailing arm tube men. See if I can find any good memes to share. Found something motivational. Let me share this. Don't have to really care about the first part. Someone named Maya Angelou told them to put it in their notebook. Every storm runs out of rain. And I think that's very important to remember no matter what people are going through. I know that like the holidays can be a really rough time. I myself am going into a difficult situation. To always remember that there's an end. Things can get better. And as long as you keep surviving through it. I want to just say that really quick for everybody. Thought I'd share that. Oh, what's the other quote, Nabiru? There are 3 things all wise men fear. A sea in a storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle soul. Ooh, that's nice. Something slightly less profound. Hold on. That one that's slightly less profound for you, Nabaru. Yeah, it is a classic quote. This one is Vanguard related. After calculating the chances of them hitting double triggers on a 2 pass, just for them to hit an over trigger their first drive check. I used to live and die by this kind of a meme. I wasn't there for over triggers, but like the amount of times when you have to calculate a 2 pass and they get it and it's just like, oh my gosh. Ooh, especially in the Legion era when you could filter out your deck in order to have almost all triggers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now there's gifts. I played a little bit with the gifts, not a whole lot. Yep. Someone just posted a picture of one of those massive old TVs in a cabinet, and it said our TVs were never stolen in the 80s. And I'm like, yeah, because no one could carry them. And also, they fit so snugly in their cabinets. Like, trying to get one out of a house would be insane. Speaking of the 80s, I was just thinking about we'll talk about TVs. Got me thinking about the first Fast and the Furious movie, which was definitely a 90s movie. Can you believe that the first Fast and the Furious movie, the thing they were stealing was VCRs? Or was it DVD players? Combination TV, DVD players, and VCRs. That's what it was. Okay. The Fast and the Furious became quite the franchise. Anyway. All right. All right. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I gotta share this. Yep. I just saw one thing I have to share. One last thing before I do the outro. Lady says, be too much for you to ask me to send me a birthday card. Guy says, how do you expect me to remember your birthday when you never look any older? And she's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, that's a smooth save. That's a smooth save. That's a smooth operator. Yep, very sneaky, Nabiru. All right, so for those of you who don't know, I like to say nice things about my viewers. I like to speak positivity and goodness into their lives. I like to say things that I care about, believe, and hope for all my viewers at the end of my streams. So let me just do that now. To Silva, to Nabiru, to Autumn, to who else do we have? We had somebody else in here, right? We had somebody who came. Oh yeah, there it is, Vostok. And anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything, or anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say, I love all of you, and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that each one of you is a truly special and one-of-a-kind individual, and I believe that you all make this world a better place by living in it. I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for being a member of my community. Thank you for making my community better by being in it. Thank you for giving me your time, your energy, and your attention. I appreciate each and every one of you. With that said, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, then you can subscribe and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live and when I release any content. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you could follow me on X or Twitter and join my Discord. Links to both of those are in the description below. I'm going to have to update those links to actually say X instead of Twitter at some point, probably. But hopefully one day I'll get into Blue Sky. Then I'll be advertising that instead. But I have so many friends on Twitter. But yeah, and then with that, I do ask that you like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people. Lets me know that people like it. Lets me know what people wanted. Lets me know that there were people here. And it just makes me feel good to know that people liked what I do. So if you liked the stream, if you had fun, feel free to like it. If you have any friends, neighbors, nephews, aunts, uncles, coworkers, best friends that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to show them my stream or invite them to the next stream. Today's Friday, so the next stream is going to be Monday, 8:30 p.m. EST, and then there will be no stream after that until I get back. So I will miss the next Friday and the next Monday after that. So after next Monday, the next stream will be like 2 weeks late. Will be like 2 weeks later or whatever, a week later. I'll go over it on Monday, if I remember. I look forward to seeing all of you. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday and a wonderful weekend. I hope you all get up to some great stuff. I hope you all get the chance to do some creative and exciting things. I think it's wonderful to get the chance to create new things and to be a part of creating things in this world around you. And I hope that you all have a wonderful night. Now, one thing I do want to say, you do not have to donate to be here. You do not have to pay to be a member of this community. I never want anyone to feel like that they have to donate to be welcome here. With that said, I'm grateful to everyone who has donated and helped me out with things in the past. I'm grateful to each and every one of you who has helped make things possible in my life. And I'm thankful to all of you for to anyone who's donated and just made my life better. If you ever feel motivated to donate and to improve the stream, to improve my life, to help me out with things, there are links where you can do that in the description down below. Have yourself a wonderful night. Oh, I can't type it in OBS in order to use that? I have to type it in something else? That's funny. I don't know why that does that. Anyway, good night, everybody.